From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keith Allen, and proudly welcoming you into this Wednesday's edition of For the People on a crispy, cool October the 25th, 2017 in Tampa, Florida. Woke up the temperatures in the 60s. I got up at 5 in the morning for my exercise routine so I can look this good, sound this incredible, but enjoyed it. Man, when there's no humidity in Florida, hardly to speak of, it is so nice. And temperatures down into the 50s tonight in Tampa Bay, and I have a sweater on. It's maroon, and it's not too thick. I know I'm getting a little carried away here. I remember what temperatures are in the Northeast and different places throughout our country. It does get cool, but for us Floridians, man, 60 or 50-something degrees, it's chilly, especially if you don't have the humidity in the air. We're not used to it, but I am liking it, and it's going to be around for a couple days, and then it's going to go away, and then I think the next week, I think we'll have some cooler temperatures. But it's fall, folks. It's the end of October here, and we're getting ready for Halloween and all the trick-or-treaters. Folks getting dressed up, and of course, we find that some people think it's cute to have graves of Donald Trump. Cute. Kids are so impressionable, I got to tell you. When they see some of this stuff in people's yards or people doing this stuff, making their political statements, kids don't need to get political. You don't need to get political with the kids. They're just there to enjoy themselves. I shake my head in disbelief. None of this stuff went on with Barack Obama. Why should it be any different for a seated conservative Republican? Yes, I said it, Republican. As Donald Trump is, but it just seemed that there's those that they can't control themselves. It's like they're off their medication or something like that, and it's part of the liberal lunacy, as we talk about, and we uncover and unveil quite frequently on the broadcast, unapologetically, but it is a disease that I think that some liberals suffer from, and unfortunately, it's toxic. It's contagious. It catches on like a bad disease, and it's taken root, unfortunately, throughout our society, where people have become very hateful, very divisive in their rhetoric, and as much as saying take out the president and things like this, it's uncalled for. It really is. Don't you think that Loretta Lynch under Barack Hussein Obama would not have gone after anybody that made any kind of threats like that? I think Donald Trump is very lenient on what they could actually do and make people very uncomfortable. It's the double standard, which is it drives me crazy. And they all say, you should be for tolerance. And you should love all people, respect all people, give people voice, and, of course, respect the First Amendment. But when people go so far, you can say a lot of things at the end of the day. It doesn't mean that it is tactful or it's a good idea. It just, one thing after another. Here it is, George H.W. Bush is being accused. We're not talking W, we're talking the dad, the old guy in the wheelchair. H.W. Bush, speaking out now after an actress accused him of sexually assaulting her. I knew this was going to be Pandora's box. This is just the beginning. Bill Cosby, that was the big deal going out with all those women that he gave Mickeys to. We're not talking Mickey Mouse, date rape drugs to put him out unconscious so he could have his way with him. But yeah, this is kind of sad. Former U.S. President George H.W. Bush is issuing an apology. In a statement addressing allegations made by actress Heather Lind during a photo shoot back in 2014. Very interesting. Did he do it? Former President George H.W. Bush, 93 years old, at 93, issuing an apology, and he did this yesterday to actress Heather Lind, who accused him once again of sexually assaulting her during a photo op 4 years ago, but did not admit the incident occurred. So Lind explained, this is what the actress had to say. She was standing next to Bush for a photo op when he allegedly assaulted her. Lind was starred in Intern Washington Spies, met the president during a special screening of the show in 2014. She says, when I got the chance to meet George W. Bush, or H.W. Bush, 4 years ago, to promote an historical television show I was working on, he sexually assaulted me while I was posing for a similar photo. So this must have been a really quick assault, if he did. He didn't shake my hand. He touched me from behind, from his wheelchair, with his wife, Barbara Bush, by his side. And he told me a dirty joke. Now, she later claimed that it happened a second time during a photo shoot, and then all the while being photographed, touched me again, the actress added. Barbara rolled her eyes as if to say, not again. A security guard told me I shouldn't have stood next to him for the photo. We were instructed to call him Mr. President. It seemed to me the president's power is in his or her capacity to enact positive change, actually help people, and serve as a symbol of our democracy. He relinquished that power when I stood next to him, when he used it against me, and judging from the comments of those around him, countless other women before me, Lind added. What comforts me is that I can use my power, which isn't so different from a president's, really, she noted. I can enact positive change. I can actually help people. I can be a symbol of my democracy. I can refuse to call him president and call out other abuses of power when I see them. I don't know. I'm speechless. H.W. Bush. There's a lot of people now. Henry Weinstein. Yeah, I could see that. A lot of people saw it coming, and everybody knew it was happening. And there's so many star-studded actors that are coming out. We're going to talk about one of them coming up on For the People today that really has some things to say about what's going on here. But, man, it is escalating where people are getting braver to talk about presidents that have groped during photo shoots and photo opportunities. And if this is true, which I hope it's not, but if he issued an apology to the actress, it kind of just sounds like, yeah, maybe I did put my hand on her backside. Maybe I did squeeze it a few times. The guy's 93 years old. It doesn't excuse bad behavior. But the term dirty old man, because apparently, now, if more come out, and I'm not going to be surprised if this one actress comes out, Heather Lind, more probably behind that if, in fact, he's a groper president. I just thought that he might have been more conservative than H.W., George W. They screw me up. The W, the younger, the son. But he was clean with sexual allegations. He loved Laura. And I'm sure him and Barbara, they get along just fine. But, man, George H.W., apparently likes the ladies and likes to grab them during shoots, and it's not grabbing the hand or the back. It's part of the back. It's the back side. I just, to me, this is kind of sad and but not surprising to a certain degree. Kind of embarrassing for Barbara Bush and to the Bush family to a certain degree. What was Bush's response? Well, acknowledge the actress accusations, but he didn't really admit such a incident occurred. President Bush would never, under any circumstances, intentionally cause anyone distress, and most sincerely apologizes if his attempt at humor offended Miss Lynn, the statement said. So the dirty joke may have been it, and then maybe a dirty grope on top of that. I wasn't there. Only she would know, and certainly Barbara Bush would know, because apparently Heather Lind and Barbara Bush kind of exchanged eye contact after the grope, and then the eye contact, as Heather puts it, where you don't even have to speak a word. It's like, not again. Yeah, my husband, he grabbed my buttocks or whatever. There you go. Is that sexual assault? Would you be upset if your wife was grabbed with the backside of a former president? Would you be all right with that? Most people would not be okay with it. They would not be happy about it. Some people ask why. Why now? It's 2014. I mean, now, some allegations against some are 10, 15 years old. 14, what's 3 years ago? For the last grope and the photo shoot, so it's not too long ago. But I think because in the wake of Harvey Weinstein, people are braver now to just come out for women to say, look, you don't have to tolerate it anymore. I mean, to make the accusation against a former president, you're always president, by the way. He was the president of the United States. But to make that accusation that, hey, he's groping me, sexually assaulted me, yeah, not a cool thing at all. And at 93 years old, admitting that you did such a thing when, gosh, at 93, I mean, you think, gosh, all these years I have been in the White House for so many decades, and this happens? Oh, my God. I thought this wasn't going to follow me. But it did. Some people believe that this is what he does. Some people are saying that the ex-president suffers from dementia and Parkinson's. Some people are telling the actress you were not sexually assaulted. And basically, you're cheapening every person that was. What is sexual assault? What do you call this? Groping. It wasn't rape. But it was a form of that, and people are being critical of the actress, saying this is not the nicest thing to do, given the fact that this guy's ailing. Maybe he did that. He didn't know what he was doing. Let me just give you an example here, and this is a true story. This is recent. My mother-in-law just passed away. And there's a gentleman that's actually in a wheelchair at this nursing home rehab. It's kind of both. They do it at a rehab center. It's a nursing home. It's both. But anyhow, my wife was walking in the nursing home, and this guy grabbed her her butt, probably about 2 or 3 times. And my wife, of course, very outspoken, hey, what are you doing? And, of course, probably scared that guy half to death. He was in a wheelchair. That probably gave him a heart attack. And the nurse said, did he grab you? Yeah, he does that to everybody. I'm sorry. And he did it again.